Three, two, one. Hey, everybody, this is Victor. I'm here with David. We're going to be talking about his real estate journey, how he went from a real estate beginner to securing 42,000 for his flipping, 42,000 in funding for his flipping. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm great. I'm good and excited to talk to you. You've done really well in your real estate journey. I want to kind of capture this section of your journey, and you've gotten, like, as of like last week or maybe a couple weeks ago, you got like 42,000 in funding, which is exciting. So you can put that towards your flips, and awesome stuff. So as we get into, like, what's your background?
So I've been in the financial services industry as a retirement planner, financial planner for about 14 years. And, I like what I do, but, I got that real estate investing bug a couple of years ago and always wanted to get into it. And so it's exciting to finally be taking steps towards it.
No, awesome, for sure. And then where were you at before we met? Like, where were you at in your real estate journey? What were some of the obstacles you were facing?
Yeah. So, I looked around to a bunch of Facebook groups and even, the local meetups to try to network with people. I didn't really find a whole lot of success there. So I happened to see this roadside sign that was like, real estate investing courses. I was like, great, let's just go ahead and do that. They had a great sales presentation. And then, they talked me into buying a $20,000 real estate education. And they're like, this is all you're going to need from A to Z to get your first real estate deals and accelerate your business. Sold, right? Mm-hmm. But when I really got into it, it was like a bunch of recorded videos that you could go through, and there really wasn't a lot of support. I never talked to a single human being. So honestly, it was like I paid 20 grand to get basically some YouTube videos and some how-tos. I'm like, I could have done that somewhere else. So that's where I started when we first met.
Mm-hmm. So what happened after that? So you kind of unwound that, or what happened after that?
Well, I still have access to it. I've got lifetime access to the program, so I can still go back and watch the videos if I want to. But, then I started, networking with other people on Facebook, and then that's when you contacted me, and, we started talking, and, you introduced me to your program. And what really attracted me to it is actually having you available, a live human being that I can actually call and talk to and ask questions to, and say, hey, Victor, I'm having this issue. What would you do? And to get some actual live feedback has been tremendously helpful.
No, and I appreciate it. I think that access is super key, because I'm out here doing it on my own flips. So just having that access to someone who's out there doing it, really, and you can, like, hey, I'm working on this thing, or hey, I'm just struggling with this. Just makes it more accessible to success. And that's what we've seen with you getting this funding. That's exciting.
Yeah. And that's a good point that you make, because it's one thing for someone to give you real estate investing advice, and then it's another to actually learn from somebody who's doing it and who's had success doing it. And, it's one thing to hear somebody talk about investing, but to actually be able to learn from someone who's doing it themselves is, I don't know how else you'd want to do it.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely appreciate the kind words. That's how I learned. That's how a lot of the big names out there learn too. Just like, that guidance, that having someone to talk to is huge. And so what were some, before you joined my program, what were some of the questions, what were some, like, the struggles specific to getting your first deal or getting your first flip? What were some of the struggles there?
Well, for one, it was finding deals, right? So, in my other program, they give you the Cliff Notes version of how to do it. But, with your program, you went through the details on these are the steps that you got to do, and you laid it out in a way that was easy to follow. So before, it was just, okay, well, here's the information, go figure it out on your own. And there really wasn't anyone to ask the questions like, hey, this wasn't very clear, or am I understanding this correctly? So that's what really turned me on about your program.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, that makes a ton of sense. Okay, so you joined the program. We've been doing awesome. What happened with this funding, the 42,000? I think that's what everyone wants to hear about. A ton of money you can put into flips, and, like, that's a great down payment. So can you kind of walk us through what happened and how that all went down?
Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to get this funding in the first place is because I'm brand new to real estate investing. So I've talked to a few hard money lenders locally here, and they ask, okay, well, we can help you out. How much experience do you have, and how much skin are you going to put in the game? And I don't have a lot of money laying around. I'm married. I've got 3 young kids, and money's not exactly flowing through the door. So it was hard to build those relationships when I didn't really have that down payment or any money that I can be have the skin in the game, as they called it. So then, talking to you, you introduced me to this company that, they take a look at my credit. If I happen to already have an LLC that I opened up back in September, I never really did anything with it, but I had it. So they were saying that they could open up an LLC so I can start building some business credit. Well, that's pretty nice. But how do you build business credit without business credit? Like, I didn't understand how that worked, but they had a very simple process. They evaluated my own personal credit. They looked at what options were available out there. And what they do is they actually will go and negotiate with banks. They go and negotiate with credit companies, and they try to get you as low interest or no interest, which they actually got me, no interest funding for like 18 months. So now I have this 42,000 that they were able to get me, and I have 18 months of free money to use. There's no interest.
That's crazy. That's really good. I mean, you can do several cycles of deals, like put it into a deal, sell it, put it into a deal, sell it, put it into a deal. And I mean, then you can turn your money several times around.
Exactly. Just compound it. And then what's really nice about this company actually is they do 3 different rounds of credit building. So the first round, they got me 42. And then in another 90 days, they're going to do another round. So as I build and I use this credit, I start building business credit. They're going to go and reapply to new cards or new credit companies. And they're going to say, hey, look, this is the credit he's built up. Let's get him some more. So they said it's not unheard of to, increase your credit by 50%, maybe even 100% the next round. And then they do a third round. And they said something crazy, like on average, by the end of the third round, most of the people have, close to $100,000 of business credit, which is insane. How much money could you, or how many flips could you do with $100,000 of credit with no interest for 18 months? So it's been an incredible journey.
Well, it's exciting stuff. And this is something we're working on together. And I introduced you to this company, and I'm glad you were able to get so much success from it, because then now all my other students can have that same benefit as well. Because that's crazy, 100,000. Oh my God.
Within just a matter of a year, you could have 100,000 of business credit too. So not only they're going to help your own personal credit, but then they're going to help you grow your business credit, which I don't know if you can say, speak any words to it, but having an LLC when you're doing real estate investing is really nice to have, and to have business credit on top of that. It's amazing.
No, that's what I recommend with regards to having an LLC, because it just protects you if something happens. Like, they go after the company, not after you, which is really exciting. So with all this and the 42,000 now, and even more in the future, I mean, how do you feel about real estate now? How do you feel about your journey, moving forward?
I feel empowered. Now I feel like I've got the education, I've got the mentor, now I've got the funding. There's just all these doors have opened, and I feel like I've got all these new opportunities that I didn't feel like I had before, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do this thing.
Awesome. Nice. I like it. Cool. And then with that in mind, would you recommend others work with me as well?
Oh, absolutely. If you're looking for someone to, in a sense, hold your hand or walk you through the process, for someone that needs a little bit of extra encouragement, Victor will check in with you, make sure that, if you have any questions, it's definitely a better way to go than trying to figure it out on your own, because you're spending valuable time doing YouTube videos or, listening to podcasts when, you've got Victor here who can just be with you every step of the way.
No, I like it. And that's the way to learn. You learn from, when you learned to ride a bike, you didn't watch some YouTube videos, hop on a bike and start riding it. You had someone sitting there with you. If you fall over, they help you get back up. Okay, this is fine. They teach you hey, now you got to pedal. Now you got to move the handlebars. So no, I like that. I like that, that you're seeing the benefit from it and you enjoy that as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And then why should someone listening take action now?
The sooner you get started, the sooner you can start building your business to what it's meant for. You know, my business is meant to grow my assets, grow my income, so I can spend more time with my family and not have to go to, you know, the 9-to-5 job anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take for you to hit those goals that you have.
Mm-hmm. That's huge. Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate this, David. This has been fantastic. Just to see your journey. You've got the 42K in funding. I mean, next you're going to be getting deals here and, you know, making checks, and all of this is really exciting. Any like final thoughts, insights, anything else on your mind as we wrap up here you wanted to share?
Yeah, I would say don't wait. You know, if it's something that you've been thinking about doing, there's no better time than now to do it. You know, I felt like I got into I first got the bug about 5 years ago, and here I am still, you know, I just got introduced to Victor, and I'm excited to work with him, but I'm thinking, you know, if I would have started this 5 years ago when I first got the bug, where would I be now? I certainly wouldn't be working my 9-to-5 job. So, you know, if you have any interest in doing it, you know, Victor's definitely someone that you want to talk to.
No, and I appreciate it. Also, if you think back, like where you'd be 5 years ago, like just building this credit, like you'd be at like what, 1 million available credit or something crazy.
Something crazy. Or you know what? Maybe I wouldn't even need credit anymore. Maybe the first year or so I use the credit to build up my cash pool, and then I can self-fund everything. I don't even need hard money lenders anymore.
Mm-hmm. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that's one day, you know,
one day, one step at a time.
Exactly. Perfect. Well, again, David, very much appreciate it. You know, excited to follow you on your real estate journey. And again, I'm here to help. So just keep me in the loop with everything, but appreciate it again.
You got it. Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.